I kept the scream on the low side of the game. You feel me? So I don't blow out nobody's speakers, headphones, whatever the case may be. However y'all plan to be watching this. If you are watching it, man, I absolutely appreciate it. Y'all already know why I'm coming in with this crazy type of energy. We got the reaction video side of the game. So I always come a little extra for the reactions because, man, I love reaction videos. And in this particular instance, I'm very excited about this one because I'm finna talk my shit. And it just so happens to be one of my most favorite boxers, and I feel like I have every right to do so, especially since I've been nothing but supportive through all the controversy he's been involved in, I should say, at the very least. I have every right to react how I'm finna react when it comes to this particular reaction video, and it got to do with Big Baby Miller. Big Baby Miller, we all know he fought last week on Thursday, but before we get into the details of this joint, before we get into the reaction side of the game, man, make sure when y'all come up in here, hit the like button. That joint is free, don't cost nothing other than a little bit of effort from your motherfucking body. Then right next to it, subscribe to the motherfucker because it's right there. Of course, notification gang, so you know when I'm dropping the content. And last but not least, go ahead and comment. I need to hear from y'all, BlakGooseTV family. Don't be shy. It's the internet. Like, come on, man. Where the keyboard warriors at? Where's all the people who got an opinion that nobody agrees with, but they don't give a fuck who motherfucking reads it or hears it? They got to just get that thing out there, man. Go ahead. Use that comment section below. Help your boy get into the algorithm on the boxing side of the game. And now with all that being out of the way, we finna get into this reaction video, okay? Look, Big Baby, I'm finna go all in on you, bro. And this is all out of love. This is coming from a number one supporter in the Big Baby camp. This is coming from someone who threw that four, like, nigga, I'm 4 years older since you last fought, bro. Like, I'm an old man now. Like, before when I was supporting you, I was a young nigga. And 4 years later, I'm an old nigga now. So you got to know, man, this is coming from a day one fan, man. Day one fan, supported even through your kickboxing career, all of it, bro. And I'm just going to be 100. There's no more. I'm tired of sugarcoating shit. I'm tired of being that one dude rah in your corner, being your cheerleader, all that type of. I'm gonna be 100 with you, and hopefully, I know you ain't never gonna see this, but hopefully, this energy I'm putting in the atmosphere, what it does, it motivates you to prove me wrong. Because my dog, look, I did the reaction video for his weigh-in. That was sloppy as shit. I finally got to see the fight because I couldn't find it nowhere on the actual day because I went to go Fluence Lounge for it. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the results. It wasn't until literally 2 days later. And also one of the BlakGooseTV family members, y'all ended up telling me on the comment section, like, yo, this is what ended up happening. He won by unanimous decision, but it looked nasty. I finally was able to watch that thing in its entirety. I think I did it either Saturday or Sunday. It was probably Sunday because I had shit to do. Golly, that shit was bad to watch. It was terrible to watch. And look, I know you had a 4-year layoff. You feel me? I know it's been a long ass time since you've been in the ring. I know you ain't been able to use them PED side of the game. So it's, my expectations obviously with the first fight was low. My expectations were so low. So the fact that you still underwhelmed me, that got to speak volumes. And it doesn't have to do with necessarily me saying, oh, the PEDs made you, because I don't believe that. You a big motherfucker who been boxing, kickboxing, you've been in combat sports since you was a young nigga. So I know you know how to do this. So I'm not sitting in that bag. That's not the bag I'm sitting in, Big Baby. What I'm sitting in is, how serious are you taking this shit? Because at the end of the day, you 6'4". Yeah, you may have a body type that I can't comprehend. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, me and you, we're the same height, but I'm more on the slender side of the game. But even then, like me, as I get older, I'm like, oh, I got to do certain shit. I got to work a little harder to keep this little belly off of me. You feel me? I got to do a little extra. You know what I'm saying? Stuff I didn't have to do when I was younger, I got to do it now. Before, I was able to go to gym, lift weights, have a good little hour and a half session, and then leave and be able to stay lean. You feel me? Now I got to have that hour and a half session, or I got to cut it down to hour and 15 on the weights and make sure I get my ass on the treadmill and run 2 miles every time. So you got to change shit. You got to alter shit. And I'm asking myself, I said, Big Baby, like, bro, you never had to stop training. You were banned from the sport, but you weren't banned from training. And it makes me think. And of course, like, look, there's depression, there's things you have to deal with. Like we also went over, his trial or the court date where he came back and he asked for, basically the boxing commission to renew his license earlier than they were supposed to, because technically he wasn't supposed to be fighting now. Technically, if he was still serving his original suspension, it wouldn't have been up until later this year. But I covered it. You guys can check that video out. Where he basically, him and his manager and his promoter, I believe it was promoter as well, I know for sure it was his manager, they asked for a hearing with the boxing commission to see if they can get their license renewed quicker And basically they ended up telling him yes. And a lot of it was predicated on him not being able to basically feed his family or be able to financially be okay without doing this. So it's like, okay, yeah, I understand. You may not have had the financial means to be in certain training facilities and do certain things to keep yourself at top notch, peak condition. But if you really had that passion and hunger, I think you would have been doing things on your own to stay physically somewhat on the line or cusp of when it's time for me to fight again. I won't be going in there looking like a goddamn slop. You feel me? And from what I saw is, well, bro, it seemed like for that 3 to 4 year hiatus, you weren't working out, bro. It seemed like you were depressed or something. Because there's no way you should have gained 41 pounds over a 4-year period and you were still training. I think he probably questioned at some point if he was ever going to get back into the boxing ring, and he completely stopped. And I think he just recently stopped, alluding to what they said, or what was given as a testimony from him himself, Big Baby, was he just now got back to seriously training this year because his team and his promoter, they basically said, hey, we'll pay the funds for you to get back to training. So that tells me that, Big Baby, you only train when someone is there to tell you what to do, and also when you have the resources or the exponential resources to be able to train at a capacity that you feel like you should, rather than being like, hey, yo, I'm at the crib. Let me go outside, shadow box for 12 rounds. Let me go run 4 miles. Nigga, I'm going to do that every day. So at least I can stay around 300, 310. And then when I get in for training camp, I can shed off another 10, 15 pounds, and I can look at least in decent shape. But from me, from what I seen in that weigh-in, from what I seen from that fight, you didn't do none of that. And you just now getting back in shape, and you're going to get in shape by boxing, which is not a good sign. It's not a good sign. And brother, I hope that's not the case, brother. You better pick that shit up, man, or you better pick up the PEDs again, motherfucker. I hope you don't get caught. But anyways, that was my rant to Big Baby, man, because that's how I felt, man. He looked disgusting in that fight, man. Not just his body, but how, the way he looked sluggish. He was throwing some heat. I'll give it to him, but I do think, after 2 or 3 fights, I think he'll look a lot better in the ring. But at the end of the day, fuck what you look like as far as fundamental wise. Fuck if the cardio's still there, nigga. If you going in 341 pounds, you ain't going to be able to compete with none of these top dogs, man. You ain't going to be considered. We ain't even going to look at you seriously, bro. We don't even want to see you fight none of the top dogs coming in looking like, come on, bro. But anyways, man, let's go ahead and get into the reaction video, because it's not about what I got to say. It's about what Big Baby got to say. So let's see if he has any bullshit up under his sleeve. I'm going to start that from the beginning. Let's go.
What's up, this boy Big Baby here in Argentina with Coach Sosa, a.k.a. Hefe, and, assistant coach over here. Coach. Well, listen, man, we got 10 rounds in last night. Of course, I'm wanted a knockout. But, hey, been on for a couple years.
Nigga,
Homie
4.
was ready. He came to bang. And all boys and girls, this is a perfect example of why you don't take nobody for granted and look at somebody's record and then they're going to come and lay down. Trust me, I expected the unexpected, and it happened. From 1 to 10, I give my performance a solid 4.
Oh, okay. You realistic. I thought you were about to say 6, nigga.
Yo, thanks, everybody.
So there it was. So this actually worries me, though, my nigga. I'm like, why haven't you been training outside? Like, why haven't you been training during that tells me you ain't been training at all. He said he did this on a 3-week camp at Chick-fil-A. So that tells me that nigga didn't train at all. He didn't diet at all. That tells me he was just going to the gym and probably doing some pad work, and that's it.
A 3-week camp at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, we can tell,
thanks everybody that supported. We're working our way back. Thank you to my boy Jose Guzman for coming out last minute helping me out. Man, listen, man, we're trying to get back in there with the next 2 weeks. So listen, tune in. Big Baby's back. Hard work, dedication, cheeseburger. Oh yeah, I'm still looking pretty. Fuck you, mean.
Man, look, I'm always gonna support Big Baby, but I just don't know, man. He said he's looking to get back in there in 2 weeks, so he's probably going to fight somewhere else outside the country. It seems like to me he's trying to get back into shape by fighting. Okay, that's fine. As long as the opponents, we don't know who it is, and you do them shits, and we're not really paying attention. But I'm like, bro, at some point, nigga, you got to discipline yourself and do the shit outside, man. Ain't no reason why you should not be training. You shouldn't have been training during that 2-year hiatus, as you put it, even though that's more like a 3.5, 4-year hiatus. Look, it makes me feel a little bit better knowing that you didn't actually train for this. It was a 3-week training camp, but it doesn't make sense why it was a 3-week training camp when you went before the commission 2 months ago and asked for them to renew, to fast forward your suspension so you can fight right now. And they said yes. So why wouldn't you begin training after that? After you were given okay, then why wasn't it until you got a confirmed opponent or venue that you seriously started training? That worries me. And that's like, why do you think you're going to do anything against the top notch? Well, fuck it. You know, let's see how Andy Ruiz looks against Luis Ortiz. If he loses against Luis Ortiz, let's have Big Baby versus Andy Ruiz. The battle of the cheeseburgers, nigga. But hey, I don't want to disrespect Andy Ruiz because he ain't never been on this. So, anyways, that's the video. That's my reaction. I'm gonna leave it at that because I can say so much more shit because it just pisses me off. But let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys agree with anything I say? Do you guys disagree with anything, man? Drop it below in the comments as always, man. On Sports and Nigga Side of the Game. I'll be back with more boxing. Love y'all. Appreciate you and always.